This video is made possible thanks to my supporters on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/aficionadoschris if you'd like to help fund future content and receive exclusive rewards. Hey everybody, Aficionados Chris here, and, well, as you can see from the setting, I thought I'd try something a little different this time. A lot of you are probably used to me doing reviews for Blu-rays, DVDs, or in some cases, reviews of movies or TV shows, or just reviews in general. But I can bet that a lot of you didn't know that way back, in fact, over a decade ago, I used to be an aspiring animator. In fact, I wanted to create my own animated series independently, by myself. I was inspired by a lot of Flash animators, things like Eddsworld, and Film Cow, and even Ego Raptor. I only made a handful of cartoons until I moved on to the channel that you're watching this on now. However, one of them that, in fact, starting this year is almost 10 years old, I thought I'd look back on. It was quite notable back in the day because, well, it featured a, at the time, up-and-coming YouTube star who I guess now has over 1 billion views or something like that, with the most popular series of his being the Astiff movie cartoons. That, of course, is Tomska. So today I thought I would look back and comment on this video and, well, get an idea of my humble beginnings, if you will, or, you know, shameful beginnings. Also, this video actually has a pretty offensive word in the title, at least offensive according to YouTube now. So instead, for the duration of this video, I'm going to be referring to it only as Sunshine Day for Mr. H. You guys can fill in the blanks. So, without any further ado, let's take a look back on this silly little cartoon. First thing to note, that little jingle's actually by my good friend Will of DA Games, who, well, I'm sure most of you have heard of now because he also did the theme song for this channel and has well over 100 million views on his video game-centric singles. So go check him out if you've never heard of him. Let's continue.
Good morning, flowers. Good morning, Jeremy. Good morning, Mr. Sun.
Good morning, Jeremy.
Once again, that's Will doing all those voices. And for the main character of this cartoon, Jeremy, who's already holding weed. I liked a lot of stoner comedies back then.
Oh, hey Hank. How are the kids?
They're alright. How's Chip?
I don't know if I can... I hate my voice. Was I even interested in voice acting for my own cartoons? And by the way, that mailman's played by Sam T. Used to be a channel called Ebola World, but now he goes by Samination and mostly does videos about the Dead by Daylight video games.
Oh, what's this? Dear reader, if you have received this letter, then that means you're one step closer to success. All you have to do is sign this flyer and meet us tomorrow at 9 a.m. Now all I have to do is wait till tomorrow.
Okay, admittedly, that's actually still pretty funny. I don't know why, for some reason, I was adamant about using the pencil tool in Flash. Oh god, that arm is horrendous. It looks like he has a bulge where his arm meets his elbow. What the hell? Oh god, yeah, for some reason, I guess, no other way to put this, I watched a lot of Family Guy back then, and I guess I just assumed that the way they drew things so clean, with the line tool, I just assumed, oh, that's how adult animation is supposed to look. And also the yellow skin. Believe it or not a ripoff of The Simpsons. What I actually remember, my reasoning for making these characters yellow is because I used to make these, like, characters in MS Paint, and I didn't know how to use color codes or mixing colors in MS Paint, so I just used the closest thing to a white pigment, which was yellow. And then when I got Flash, they had that as a default, like you could select that pigment, and when I did, it just looked weird to give these particular characters that pigment. So I just stuck with the yellow, and then for the rest of my life, I only ever heard that the cartoons were reminiscent of The Simpsons, although The Simpsons is better written.
Shit, I gotta get in a meeting.
Oh. I hate that I still kind of think this is funny, because that is in such bad taste. And I actually remember I made this cartoon for my local school's film festival, my high school film festival, and I removed some of the more offensive stuff, but I actually forgot to remove this one joke, and then they gave the cartoon back to me the day of the festival and said, we can't play this, it's insensitive. You can also realize the building's called the Eleanor Rigby Association. I was obsessed with the Beatles in high school. So much so that there are so many obnoxious references to them in this cartoon alone. Let's see if we can find some of them.
Ah, yes, Mr.
Yes.
Any relation?
Yes.
I'll admit it right there, that joke is stolen. One of my favorite comedies of all time is Bottom with Aid Edmondson and the late Rick Mayall. And there's a character in that Aid Edmondson plays called Eddie That. And the running gag in the show, or at least a semi-running gag, is that people will ask him if he's, if there's any relation. And the answer is usually different. In one case, he does actually, like, word for word what we just said. But yeah, that's a joke I cannot take credit for. That is completely stolen.
This is where you'll be working.
Okay. I know I keep pausing, but I do want to bring this up because I think it's horribly immature, but also interesting. I'll go frame by frame here. Right about here, some people might think of that as, oh, that's a keyframe error. Like Chris accidentally forgot to change which eyeball he was using, if you know anything about symbols in Flash. No, I deliberately had this character looking down at Jeremy's ass because for some reason I thought it would be really funny if this character was like subtly gay. Rest assured, my humor and writing, I would like to think, has gotten way better than this. And also something else to note: the man playing this boss figure is actually Chris Guerrero, I believe his name is. And last I checked, he's actually doing very well for himself. He's a Funimation voice actor now, so good on you. I'm glad things worked out, outside of this terrible thing.
Working.
Wow, I get my name on a desk.
Yes, and the best part is...
I'm gonna have to mosaic so many scenes just to make this viewable.
This is your secretary.
Oh, Kevin MacLeod music.
Diamond.
Oh, God.
You must be Mr. Hicks.
And there's the great
Me, that
Kira
is,
Buckland,
yes.
also known as
I
Rita
mean,
Chan.
yes, that is titties. Me. Ah, shit. Call me anytime.
You pervert.
God, the timing is so bad.
So this is a successful life? This rocks.
Oh, no, I know what scene's coming up. I can't show most of it, so just... Yeah, we'll... You know what, I'm just gonna play. Oh my god. What the hell was I thinking?
Don't let your kids watch it.
There's so much wrong here. Again, I don't know how much I can show. But okay. To me, I think the biggest problem with this scene and why it doesn't work is the use of the hate symbol in it. Because the joke is supposed to be, at least in my mind when I did this bit, the joke is supposed to be, you're supposed to think, oh my god, he's the devil on earth because of his last name. But they're supposed to reveal that they're not his followers, that they are supposed to be the dancing girls from the Robert Palmer music videos. And considering the fact that I could not draw worse shit back then, that is horribly not translated at all. So if I was to do the scene again, the first thing I would do is I would get rid of the hate symbols and replace them with like a less offensive spoof symbol. Just because, well, considering who shows up immediately after this gag, I don't think they like the fact that they're in a cartoon with these symbols in it. There he is, everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this the right office?
Who are you?
I'm your assistant, Tom. Are you Mr.
That's me.
Any relation?
Yes.
Okay then.
There's that joke again.
What is it you do?
Well, I will help you.
Where is his other arm?
In any situation.
Well?
He said if you want a raise, you'll have to go through him.
Is that so?
Now, bring this up because, again, it's the most notable thing about this cartoon is the fact that Tomska, well, essentially he plays himself. God, I actually remember when I had emailed him about it, I think, let's see, this was 2010. I think I emailed him about the cartoon in like 2008 or maybe even 7. Yeah, it took like a long time to get this cartoon finished. It doesn't look like it took a long time, but for me it did. Apparently I got him at a good time back then where obviously he wasn't as big, he was still just the Edgeworld guy. But then around the time this cartoon came out, Astif Movie 2 either just came out or came out later that year. My time frame's a bit off. But Astif Movie was really popular. So it certainly helped a bit when this came out. I've also heard, at least from Will, who's met up with Tom a couple times since then, at least the last time he spoke to him, Tom remembers this cartoon and enjoyed voice acting for it specifically because he didn't have to play a character. Though, I wonder if he remembers the context of this cartoon, because at least watching him today, I feel like he would not be as proud of his work in this cartoon today, especially since I noticed he doesn't even bring it up in his like History of Me videos. So either he does not remember being in this cartoon or he's deliberately pretending he wasn't in this cartoon, and I think either one is okay.
I demand a raise.
You haven't even got your
That's right.
paycheck.
His name is President Harrison IV. I think it's covering up. Why is the arm in front of the layer? Oh my god.
Okay, you'll get a raise. Over my dead body!
That could be arranged.
You see what happens? You see what happens, Ringo?
Past Chris. Word of advice. References aren't jokes.
Who's gonna be president?
You, Jeremy. You became vice president when you signed those papers. Congratulations.
I'm president? Shit, let's get things
Pretty
started.
sure that's not how that works.
There you go, Mr. President.
Thanks, Tom.
Anything else you require, Mr. President?
Nope. In fact, take the rest of the day off.
Wow, thank you very much, sir.
Why is he making a duck hand with his
So
his
you're
salute?
president now, huh, Jeremy?
Yup, I have all the power I need. I even got my own James Brown group like Dave Chappelle. Watch this. Hit me. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it kind of is.
Wait, did that say... Hold on. It says market... Oh my god. And again, I don't even get what the... Wait, and both his hands are facing... Oh god. So many problems here. Yeah, I don't even know what the joke is. Well, I know it's a reference to Dave Chappelle's Block Party, but I don't know why?
Well, it appears that you're not president.
What?
You signed the janitor papers. Alfred Benjamin Hitler is the one who signed the vice
So
president.
apparently, according to me, getting
Well, I guess
positions
I better pack up
in
then.
jobs is just
Are you gonna be
signing
alright, sir?
papers. It kind of shows that I never had a real job.
This sucks.
There's another Will Ryan song. Together We Can See the Light, I think it's called. That's right, the special thanks to Joe Murray. I remember, I think I mentioned this in another video where I sent like work in progress animations to Joe Murray, the creator of Rocko's Modern Life and Camp Lazlo, because he was highly inspirational to me as a kid. To keep it brief, I basically sent them to him to get his like opinion. And I remember him saying they were smart, fresh, and edgy. Now I kind of hope he was just being nice, because this is not clever in any way. Edgy maybe, but edgy, in my opinion, does not equate to quality. I mean, it can, but certainly not in this case. Let's finish off these credits. And there's my old production company, which I was really into. Well, I still am, if you haven't guessed from the attire that I wear in my regular videos. I was really into ska music, as well as the movie Scarface. So I put those together and I made Ska-Face. That was Sunshine Day for Mr. H. And yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, honestly. There is something interesting about rewatching something I made nearly 10 years ago and looking back on, you know, how I've changed, what I've learned, especially what I've learned aspect, because, you know, with all these mistakes and awful decisions I made with this cartoon in particular, I learned what not to do in future videos. It did help, you know, build my skills in animation, or at least in the fact that, well, now I produce animation, some that I'm very, very proud of, others that, well, I'm not going to talk about here. it's fun to look back on. And yeah, I guess it was interesting to share this kind of thing with you. Not even sure what else I can add at this point. If you want to go watch the original cartoon in its entirety, well, I'll put a link down in the description if you're really that curious. I don't know why you would want to. And Tom, I'm very, very sorry. But that's going to do it for this video. Now I leave the question to you. Are there any things that you created that you look back on and are very much embarrassed of? Let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like to see more like this, and please have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Did you enjoy what you saw and you want to see more? All right, well then click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified for upcoming videos. Oh, be sure to like and comment as well. And if you're really generous, you can support the channel through Patreon.